Well, I look about as great as I feel. I feel like I've been running on pure adrenaline because I just feel exhausted now. Like, I went to go and reshelve books and I was like, oh my god, I am going to fall asleep. But welcome to this week's reading vlog. So it is technically Monday, but it's like 1 in the morning or something like that. And I just finished editing my reading vlog for last week and it is uploading. I still haven't really figured out the uploading times because it's weird because even if I upload now, I have 2 videos going up on Monday, which is weird, but I don't know. That's just what I'm going to do right now. I might switch to Tuesday, Thursday upload days and have my vlogs go up on Mondays. Let me know what you think about that or what would be your preference, but I don't really know. But I finished a book and I have no clue what I'm going to pick up next. Once again, that is my issue all the time and especially recently. So this is what my TBR is looking like for the start of this week. I'm not anticipating it being a great reading week because I mentioned this in the last vlog, but I have family over and I'm doing driver's ed this week, so it is going to be crazy. On top of that, I'm working and I have to find time to film at least 1, hopefully 2 videos and edit them and everything. It's going to be a crazy time. I don't know when or how I'm going to get all of this accomplished, but I need to do it. So I have no clue what I'm going to read, but I might just sit here and try and figure it out, or I might just pass out. But I kind of want to stay up until my vlog is uploaded, so I don't really know what's going to happen, but I will update you when I'm actually awake. Hello and good morning. Happy Monday. It is about, I believe, 11 in the morning. I've been up since 8, which is awesome. I have been getting up really early lately, so I'm doing very well with fixing my sleeping schedule. Although I did go to bed at like 1:30 last night, but I still got up early, so you win some, you lose some. But I just wanted to let you guys know what I'm starting off my week with reading. So first off, I am still listening to the audiobook for Their Fractured Light by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I started this last week, so this is a carryover, and I'm not very far into it at all. I still have like 7 hours left of it, so I don't know if I'll finish it this week, but hopefully I will. And then last night I ended up picking up The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone. I was looking at my TBR and trying to decide what I wanted to read, not sure what I was really in the mood for because I kind of feel like I could read anything right about now. So then I went, and sometimes I'll do this, I'll go on Google and just find a random number generator and like put 1 to 57 because that's the number of books that I have on my TBR, and the number that it chose was 7, and I had just been looking at this book earlier thinking that it might be the one that I was going to pick up, so I felt like that was just a sign because this ended up being the 7th book on my shelf. So I was like, yeah, I definitely have to pick up this one. So I'm only about 50 pages into it, so I don't really have any opinions yet. It's kind of weird, a more fun story about death, which you don't see too often at all, but I'm looking forward to diving more into it. Diving, get it? Anchor, because it takes place on a boat. Funny. But for now I have a couple of unboxings to film. I am working in a couple of hours, so I'm gonna try and get all of that stuff done, and then hopefully I will read more later. So it is about 10 p.m. and I'm about to go to bed. I didn't get a lot accomplished today. I did manage to read a little bit of The Loose Ends List on my break, but I kind of just want to watch Netflix right now. So during the week, tomorrow, hopefully I will continue with my 2 current reads, but Netflix is where it's at the moment because tomorrow I am starting driver's ed at 8:30 in the morning, so I have to be up very early, unfortunately, but I'm definitely going to be bringing this with me to read on the breaks. So then after driver's ed tomorrow, I have to finish editing my unboxings. I did one of them today. I have to finish the other one tomorrow, and then I need to upload both of them. So I will do that in between driver's ed and work because I work 5:15 to 9:15. So tomorrow's a very busy day that I doubt I will get much reading done, but it's going to be an exhausting day. So I'm going to go to bed. My unboxings finally went up. Oh my god. I have been putting off doing those for forever. So it is, I feel like it's Monday because yesterday felt like Sunday because it was a holiday, so I worked and we closed at 6, which is way earlier than we usually close on Mondays. So it just has felt like a Monday all day, especially because I started driver's ed and I feel like you start things on Mondays usually, but it is Tuesday and this is my first time vlogging because like I said, I had driver's ed in the morning and I told you guys about that yesterday. So I had that today, and then after that I ended up actually sitting at Service Ontario to just get some stuff figured out for my licensing because I put it off for so long that I have to do special things, and it's unfortunate, but you know, I was just really nervous about driving, so I didn't want to do it yet, but now I'm getting way more comfortable and I'm actually doing it, and I'm doing driver's ed, which is not the most fun thing in the world, but you know, I have to do it, so I am doing it. And then after that I worked 5:15 to 9:15, so it's now almost 11 o'clock and I'm going to try and go to bed because I have to be up early tomorrow again for driver's ed. Ugh, not looking forward to it, but I did actually end up reading quite a bit of the loose ends list before driver's ed and like on breaks and stuff. So I am on page 134. I might actually be able to finish it. Maybe. I have quite a bit left, but it's a really quick read. I don't really know how I feel about it yet. It's a very odd concept. The main character is kind of weird and I'm not really a fan of her, but I have my ring light still set up behind me because I have to film a video tomorrow. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do. So fingers crossed that actually ends up happening. I was able to, as you saw, get my 2 unboxings edited and uploaded, but like I just finished doing that now. It has just been a crazy non-stop day and I do want to take some time to read, but I also kind of want to sleep. So I don't know what will happen, but that's my plan for tomorrow. Who knows what's gonna happen. I'm gonna try and read some stuff and then go to bed. Good night. So welcome to my basement. Before I actually updated you guys with my reading, I wanted to just tell you guys how my day went. This is actually really hard for me to talk about because I don't get emotional about much, but he is one thing I get emotional about because he is like my favorite thing in the entire world. We just have a really good bond and I just love him with all of my heart. Like, I don't think I love anything more. He is just so near and dear to me, especially because I've had him, like, he's 10 years old. So as he gets older, it's harder to bring him to the vet because you wonder, like, is there something more wrong? Like, I just get really worried about it, especially because vet treatments are so expensive and it's hard to be able to afford all of that. So thankfully it was nothing major and it wasn't too expensive, but I feel very bad for my poor little guy. He's got a fever and oh, he's just really sad. So his eye is still swollen, but I think it'll go down tomorrow, or at least I'm hoping. But he's a little trooper. He's such a good little guy, but I've had him for all 10 years of his life. What actually happened was we found him on my street and I ended up taking him in. So I was like one of the first humans that he met, if not the first human, and we've just had a really special bond since then. So he's my special little guy, and like I love Ella as well, obviously, but he's just one that we have a special bond. Poor little baby had a rough day, so now he's gonna go to bed. You have a good sleep, baby boy. Aww. So anyways, that's what happened this afternoon, and then we ended up being at the vet for a very long time because we took him to an emergency vet because our normal vet couldn't fit him in and the wait time was quite long there. So we were there for a very long time, and then after that we ended up going to a family event. So it is literally like, I think it's past 11. It's 10:59 and this is like my first time actually sitting down. Oh my god. And it doesn't help that like I'm a person who really enjoys her solitude and I haven't really had much alone time. I have just been go and it is just, it takes a toll on you when you're not used to doing those like long days and everything. And I'm used to being able to kind of do my own thing and do it at my own pace, especially since a lot of stressful things have been happening. I'm just like, oh. And I actually still have to edit tomorrow's video. I had plans to, in between driver's ed and going to my uncle's, I was going to edit tomorrow's video, and then also I had to film a video for next week because I have family coming over tomorrow, but clearly I wasn't able to do that, so I don't know when the heck I'm going to film. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to edit this now and I'm not really looking forward to it. I have to do that. I have to clean my room. Like, oh, it's just really stressful. So although my week has been crappy, I actually was able to finish a book yesterday, so I ended up finishing the loose ends list and it was okay. I gave it, like, it's hard for me to rate because there were things that I really liked about it and there were things that I didn't like so much. I kind of liked the plot. It was a little bit weird. It takes place on the ship where everyone is dying. So, well, most of the people, it's like the dying and then their family, and the main character's Graham is dying. So I thought that the topic of grief was dealt with well and in an interesting way that made it a little bit more lighthearted, which isn't something that you see often. I could have done without the romance in it, and I didn't really care for the characters that much, but it was like around a 3 stars. I don't know, like I said, it's hard to kind of explain how I felt about it, but I talked about some thoughts in my Goodreads review, so if you want to check that out, the link to my Goodreads is always down below. So now that I'm done this, I have moved on to The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. I started this morning and I am on page like 92, so it's a pretty quick read. Nah, it's okay. Like, I'm reading it now, which I'm glad about because I had been saving it for the summer summertime and I hadn't actually gotten to it. I have read 2 Casey West books. I've read P.S. I Like You and By Your Side, and I really liked By Your Side. I didn't like P.S. I Like You at all, so I decided to give this one a shot because I had heard really great things about it, but it doesn't really seem like it's going to be for me. I'm not really into it at all. It seems kind of a little bit too juvenile for my tastes at the moment. But if you do like kind of cute, cheesy romances, then you would probably like this one. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not really into that so much anymore, or at least at this point in my life. Look who came to visit. She wants to go to bed. Good night. And I want to go to bed too, but I have to go and edit stuff, so I'm going to go and do that. So my video is now uploading, so I was able to get that done. It's about 12 o'clock in the morning. I edited that actually really quickly. I'm surprised it only took me like an hour, because usually it takes me a lot longer, but I had kind of already started editing it, but I did still have quite a bit left, so that kind of sucked. And I also had thought I'd already done the thumbnail, but I hadn't, so that kind of sucked. But it's just one of those weeks, man. But I have to be up at 8 in the morning tomorrow for driver's ed. It sucks because I'm not used to getting up that early at all and just like getting up and leaving the house. Usually I get up, I kind of have my morning routine, which is really relaxed and stuff unless I'm working, but I'm never really up at 8. So it's unfortunate, but I think I might try and read a little bit more of The Fill-In Boyfriend before I actually go to bed. I'm not really feeling this, but like it's funny because I'm a huge advocate for putting down books if you're not enjoying them. I'm like, you go, like why waste your time with that? But I do understand on the other hand, if you paid money for the book, like it's hard to just put it down because then it feels like a waste of money. Not only that, but I'm like, I've gotten this far, what a waste of time, why not just continue? It's really hard right now, especially because I'm not sure what kind of reading mood I'm in. I'm in a mood where I kind of want to read fantasy, then I actually kind of pick one up and I'm like, nah, this is a little bit too intense for me right now. And then I want to read contemporary because it's summertime and I have a bunch on my TBR that I've kind of saved for the summertime. So I'm like, I want to get them done now while it's still summer because summer is like flying by. So weird reading mood, and especially because I'm a mood reader, it's very hard for me when I'm in a weird reading mood. But I'm going to try my hardest. So I'm going to go and read and probably fall asleep on top of my book. I got a package today. Let's see if I can pull tab with one hand. I'm gonna need to involve, yay! Opening a package with one hand is very difficult, let me tell you. Oh, that's so helpful though. Thank you. What do we have? It is Wicked Like Wildfire by Lana Popovic. I'm probably saying that wrong. Popovich, maybe? So let's just admire this gorgeous cover for a second. This actually came early because it comes out on August 16th. Oh, it's purple under the cover. Beautiful. I think this is a magical realism. I don't really know, but it was on sale for pre-order, so I was like, yep, gonna do it. Hello, this week's vlog is going to be very short, seeing as it is already Saturday, and I believe the last time that I vlogged was on Wednesday, but it's just really hard to vlog when there's people staying in my house. But anyways, I wanted to update you guys on my reading. So I ended up finishing The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. Didn't like it at all. I ended up giving it 1 star. I just wasn't a fan of the characters. I felt like there was no substance to the story, which is fine, but it just wasn't for me. There wasn't really any redeeming qualities to it. It was just kind of a struggle for me to get through, so it's just 1 star. I honestly looked to see if this was her first novel because I was like, oh, how can this be by the same author of By Your Side? But I think she's just a love-hate author for me. So after finishing this one, I ended up moving on to Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. If you guys have been watching my TBRs and stuff, then you know that I have been wanting to read this since I got it, and I got it back in like May or April. I have had it for a very long time. I think actually April, because I have had it before I even left for my trip. So I just haven't read it yet. I haven't had the time, and I've kind of been putting it off because since it's a really tall paperback, I figured it was going to take me a long time. Like, it's pretty big, but it's only like 300 and something pages. It's just, I felt like it was going to be a slower read like Sarah J Maas books are for me, but I'm actually kind of flying through it. So I've been reading it for a day now, and I'm already on page 106, and that's with having company and everything, so I'm very happy about that. And I have been taking notes while I'm reading it, so I will be doing a review as soon as I'm done, but I'm really excited about it, and I'm enjoying it a lot so far, which is really no surprise to anyone. I also listened to a teensy bit more of their Fractured Light, not a lot. I'm still only like an hour and a half in or something like that, but I'm slowly but surely making my way through the audiobook. But right now this is is kind of my main focus because I'm enjoying it so much. So hopefully that will continue and I can get more into it. But right now I'm going to go and read more because I'm seriously addicted to this book right now. So it is now Sunday and I am currently editing Monday's video. I put it off for a very long time because I didn't have time to film, so now I'm finally getting time to do that. So I'm editing that. I'm doing the rough edits right now. So basically what that means is, I don't know if anyone else does it like this, but I start at the end of the video working my way to the beginning of the video, and I cut any footage that I don't need. That way I know that the first footage that I'm seeing is usually the good footage because the last take that I do is the good one, if that makes any sense. So then once the rough edits are done, I do my final edits, and that's where I watch through the entire video from the beginning and I cut out any unnecessary pauses, any stuff like that. So that's just kind of the polishing, and after I'm done that, I add some graphics. I don't do a lot of graphics, as you guys know, but I add that stuff at the very end, like the music and all that. So I should be done this at about 10. It is already 8:45, so it's almost 9 o'clock, which is absolutely nuts to me because I have had such a long day. I actually got up at 5 in the morning for work this morning, and I worked 5 until 10, so I can't believe that it is only 9 o'clock because it feels late, but it also feels like it's earlier. I don't know. But I was gonna give you guys a little update on where I am with my reading. So with my audiobook, I am listening to Their Fractured Light still, and I am 5 hours and 13 minutes into that. So I have 9 hours and 52 minutes left, except I listened to it at twice the speed. So I actually have, stop messaging me, I actually have 4 hours and 57 minutes left. So I basically have 5 hours of that left. And then I'm also working my way through Wonder Woman Warbringer, and I'm really enjoying it a lot. I'm kind of loving it, but I'm loving it so much that I'm not wanting to pick it up because I don't want to like ruin it, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense or if any of you guys get like that, but if I'm really enjoying a book, sometimes I won't want to pick it up because I'm enjoying it so much and I just want to completely immerse myself and lose myself in it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to anyone except for me, but that always happens. So other than editing this video and reading, my only other plan for the night is to get my room cleaned because it's a little bit messy. It won't take me too long, probably 10 or 15 minutes. So I want to try and get that done, but reading this is definitely my top priority right now. I'm currently on page 157, so I don't think I'll be able to finish it tonight, but hopefully tomorrow night, so this might be my first read of next week. So it is actually Monday, but I was editing this vlog, getting ready to post it when I realized I never actually wrapped up last week, so here we are. So I started off last week by reading The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone, and I ended up giving this a 3 or a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West, which I gave a 1 out of 5 stars. Throughout the week, I was also able to listen to more of Their Fractured Light by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, and I am now on page 264, which translates to like 7 hours or something like that in the audiobook. And to finish off the week, I read 164 pages of Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. So that was my reading week. I feel like it wasn't really the best. I did read a good quantity of books, but once again, the quality wasn't the greatest. The only book that I've really enjoyed is the one that I'm currently reading, Wonder Woman, that is carrying over to next week. So I wasn't really amazed by anything else. I mean, I rated them 2.5 stars and then 1 star. So like, it wasn't the best quality of books this week, but hopefully next week will be a little bit better. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's reading vlog. Bye!